Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. For this video I'm going to show you how I make this mushroom piece. So to start with, gonna be honest, I one time just spontaneously decided to paint some mushrooms in a very loose style and added some mixed media, some pencils and some crayons, and this was the outcome. So I'm quite happy with these mushrooms and I decided to paint some more. So this piece contains 3 different species of mushrooms. They are all listed in the final piece. So with these ones, it's similar to the ones before, keeping it very loose with the paint, and these are made using acrylic paint. I did go over them with some mixed media as well, just like the ones before. I think I accidentally lost the footage for that, but anyway, here are some close-ups of some of the mushrooms. Okay, so this is a real insight into how I make my collages now. Long story short, I made one in September using just Photoshop to piece it together, and I absolutely loved it. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. So I paint the textured paper traditionally, just using like acrylic paint and other tools to make textures. I then take photos of them because I don't have a scanner. Take photos of them and put them into Photoshop, where I sort of edit them, like change the brightness, contrast, highlights, things like that to make them look good, and cut them up and then piece it together like you would a normal collage, really, but on Photoshop. And this whole editing stage is the part that I find usually takes the longest. Quite often I will spend hours on Photoshop at one time just editing pieces of paper and just sort of piecing them all together. And once that is all done, I then do import them into Procreate, where I add some final little textures with just the brushes on there. But yeah, all this editing really does take probably the longest part of my process. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you with just a little bit of music and then I will come back and explain the rest. Okay, so I'm back and we are working in Procreate. I don't believe I mentioned this earlier, but the pencils and crayons I used for the traditional texture are the Polychromo Faber-Castells and the Neocolor Caran d'Ache crayons. I would also like to mention that the background is also traditionally done. I know I didn't show that on Photoshop, but all this like soil and like the orange and the cream behind the mushrooms, those are all made with pastels, so chalk pastels. I used Sea White of Brighton brand. So what I did, I created like large sort of smudged shapes of the pastels, either like sort of rounded squares or circular kind of shapes, smudged them out and then photographed them and pop them in Photoshop like I do with the collage. I did this because I really wanted to try and add some depth to the background and make the mushrooms pop a little bit more. You'll just see what I've been doing right now, just playing around with shadows, how I can make the leaves a little bit darker. And also the reason why I didn't show me collaging the leaves is because they took forever. There's a lot of leaves there and I was very tempted to duplicate them. But I'll tell you now, none of these leaves have been duplicated. They are all individual leaves. I apologise if the resolution is not great. Like I said, this piece was not planned. I just had the urge to make mushrooms. So yeah, if it's not great quality, I apologise. Right now I'm just going in with some pencils, some of the brushes here, adding in those little bits of texture, just little bits, nothing too fancy. The mushroom here is called the Shaggy Ink Cap. I'm not making that up, that is a real mushroom, and I think it's got a brilliant name. As I continue to edit these fabulous fungi, I thought I'd mention, in case you're new here, who the heck I am. Sorry, probably should have done it at the beginning. But basically, my name is Leaf, that's my art nickname. My Instagram is artbyleaf if you would like to see more of my work, and I aim to be a wildlife/nature illustrator working in collage. I'm currently at uni studying an illustration degree, and I have big plans for this year. Hopefully I can do them. I would love to continue with YouTube, despite how difficult I sometimes find it to make videos. Sometimes I make art and I forget to film it. I think we've all done that. And often I don't know how good a piece is going to turn out, so I don't really film the process sometimes. But anyway, goals. I would love to set up an online shop. I have plans for that. I have a few products already, and probably something like an Etsy shop, because I know they're really popular with artists and creators. So once that is up, that will be linked on my link tree, which is on my Instagram. And another goal will be to hopefully start setting up a portfolio. So this will be setting up my own website, basically an online portfolio showcasing the work that I would like to be hired for. So those are two really big things that I would really like to do this year. Two big goals, and we'll see how they go. I am also considering starting commissions again. I used to do a few commissions. I used to do like very realistic digital pet portraits. I've got a highlight showcasing them on my Instagram. I'm probably not going to do them again because my art has really changed from that. I work in a completely different style now, as you can see, and that art then just, it's not really me. So they were fun, but we're stopping that there. So if I choose to start commissions, eventually I will, it will be in style that you see right now, this sort of collage style, maybe mixed media, featuring similar subjects, so animals, wildlife, nature. I have not planned this out completely. Time for a little more music until we reach the end of the video. So for the background here, I used chalk pastels to give it a nice sort of fuzzy look and help create the depth of the background. I took photos of the sort of shapes that I'd drawn out and then put them into Photoshop, and now I'm just giving it that bit more light and shadow in Procreate. To see the final illustration, keep an eye out on my Instagram, as it will be posted not long after this video is released. Okay, so that brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more of my work, then please follow me on Instagram at artbyleaf, or you can follow me on TikTok, where I'll be showing much more sort of sketchbook work. As always, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. The support really does mean a lot. So that's everything from me, and hopefully I will see you guys in another video. Thank you so much, bye!